Take a hold. Hold it. Now wait a minute. Let me read the ingredients. We'll make sure it's safe for you before you eat. Skidboot won't eat anything unless he knows it's safe. Let's see, it's got wheat bran, wheat germ, bone meal. Let's see, on the bottom it's got beef. Good boy, Skidboot. Everybody wants to know how I got Skidboot, and it sounds like I made this up because it seems so like a Christmas card, but I didn't have a present for Barbara. That's my wife. And this guy in Campbell, Texas, his name was Butch Jones, he asked me to come trim 4 horses for him. And I said, yeah, that'll be fine. He said, well, do you work on Christmas Eve? I said, no problem. So I went over there, day before Christmas, trimmed 4 horses for Butch. And right when I got to his place, I noticed a litter of puppies in his barn. And I had my stepboy, Barbara's boy, Russell, was with us. And I said, well, let's pick one out. So he gets the one that looked like the biggest and had a lot of color. And we were driving home. And we'd probably driven about 2 miles. And I said, now, Russell, we're going to be stuck with this dog a long time. Did we really check him out? He said, no. And I said, we don't know if this dog's blind or deaf or crazy or shy. Or let's go look at how they act and see if we can pick us out a dog that might be special. Another puppy, and he was standing away from the litter. The whole litter was on their bellies and just kind of dog piling, and their head was flopping around. Skidboot was standing away from the litter, standing on all fours, and he was just looking around like he had something on his mind. And I said, Russell, look at that. And he said, yeah, that's different, isn't he? So we switched to that dog. So we were thinking of cowboy names because these were cow dogs. And we started thinking like Bob Wire and Hot Shot and T-Post and just kind of cowboy terms. And when the word Skidboot come to my mind, it's like somebody said, that is his name, take it. You know, I think God was talking to me again. Sit down, please. Well, the first thing Skidboot did was he started tearing up all the neighbors' trash. He was chasing people's cows and horses. So I got me a little pig and string, you know, and I used it for a leash. I tried to teach him some manners. Demon dog. Barbara called him Demon dog because it didn't take any time for Skidboot to think he was real important, real special, because it was her new kid, you know. And she fed him, took care of him, and he stayed in the house, and he got real over, you know, like a spoiled kid. He just, if he didn't want you to pet him, he'd chew or bite on you and pull away. And if you tried to hold him and pet him, he'd just flounce and just shake his whole body, and then finally just get mad and just show his teeth and go to gnawing on you, and you'd have to let him go. I mean, he had lots of fight in him when he was young. Then he'd come home with dead chickens.
He would chase the horses, chase the cows, chase the cat.
I said, Barbara, you're going to have to get rid of this dog, or I'm going to take him. We're going to learn some manners. And our little deal is, if you can make a mess, you can clean it up. So we got the trash can here. Here's the trash. Go get it. Throw it in the trash can. There's the trash can. Boy, that's a good one. Okay. Now, here's some more trash. There it is. Throw it in the trash can. No, I'm not the trash can. Here. Go get it. In the trash can. That's a good one. You got one more right here. Okay. In the trash can. Come on. That's a good boy, Skidboot. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. When the dog used to run off all the time, Skidboot did, and it really took a lot of my time every morning. So I built this pen that was 25 by 25, and I kept him in it. And I felt bad that he stayed in that pen, so every day I'd let him out of the pen and play with him. And I think he he knew that if he'd play with me and do some tricks, he'd get out of that pen. And I'd say, well, okay, you want one of them toys? And he'd pant and whine, and I'd say, okay, if you'll sit down, I'll give you a toy. Well, he'd just sit perfect and look up. So I'd go give him his toy. And then I got to thinking, well, this is pretty good. I'm not going to ruin it by letting him have his toy all the time. So I let him play with that toy about a half a minute. And I put the toy back up on the mantle, try to watch TV, and he'd get in my way. And he'd start whining and panting, and I'd say, well, if you'll lay down. And if he didn't know what lay down meant, I'd show him. I'd help him lay down, or I'd get down on the floor and lay down with him and say, this is down. He changed into this remarkable animal that would just pick up anything and learn any trick. Then he became my life. Play a little tag, okay? Wait right there.
Just about every day, their morning starts the same way, with a game of tag.
Wait a minute. If you want it, you gotta tag my hand. Hey, hold it, hold it. Change my mind. Tag my foot. No, you didn't tag it. Every time somebody come over, I'd say, y'all want to see something funny? And he'd come out of that pen and go find a stick and bring it to their feet, and he'd back away from it. And I didn't realize it then, but I think that's how we created a performer. I'd take him around with me on the job horseshoeing and stop at a feed store, and they'd say, let me see your dog do something. The dog would hear somebody gasp for air while he was sneaking up on that toy. And then I'd say back up, and he'd just make a motion back, and they'd go, and Skidboot would look up at them, and he responded that. He knew he was really impressing people. A lot of people say, well, what kind of dog is he? And I say, well, his mother was a blue heeler. We don't know his daddy, so we say part blue heeler and part gift from God. And I got to thinking about the word healer. You know, not only does he heal cattle, but he heals you on the inside, makes you feel better. So I think 6 months to a year, now people had started talking about the dog. I'd be rodeoing, I was roping calves and steer wrestling, and I'd take Skidboot with me. And I think that had a lot to do with him just hanging out with me, you know.
Get set! Go! All right.
We were working some rodeos up in the Northeast there. We'd gotten a contract with one guy, and he wanted us to go from rodeo to rodeo with him. And I knew I didn't want to stick with the rodeo business. I thought Skidboot had better things to do. Anyway, so this guy called me on the phone, and I returned his phone call. It was the president of the State Fair of Texas. We saw you on Inside Edition with your dog, and we're always looking for new and unusual things to have at the State Fair of Texas. And he said, could your dog just walk up and down the streets anywhere of the fair? First day at the fair, here we come, walk out on the street with our dog. And a huge crowd gathers around, and he puts on his performance, and I'd be working on this little piece of carpet, making Skidboot sneak up on his toy, and there'd be some guy with a turkey leg there. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. And they'd be waving that turkey leg at him. And Skidboot would look at that turkey leg, and I said, you better watch that toy. And he'd go right back to that toy. And I think the guy thought he was going to mess my dog up, but he made it look better, you know. And because Skidboot would do what I said rather than go to that turkey leg. 2 days after being at the fair, this fella come up to me. I want to introduce myself. I'm some kind of official up here at the fair, and I want to know that you are causing a big commotion at the fair. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. He said, no. He said, it's good. He said, I just want to tell you, as far as I'm concerned, Skidboot will be a State Fair regular until he can no longer perform. Somebody made the comment, you don't ever give that dog a treat. So I thought, well, I'll just let him buy his own treat. So I got some of those coupons that you buy a hot dog with, and there was a concession stand at the end of the arena that everybody in the arena could see. So I said, Skidboot, here's your coupons. Go over that hot dog stand and buy yourself a hot dog.
You get enough? Come on back now, take it back to work. Let's do it. Go! Round and bird. Good boy. Round and bird. Oh, you gotta figure it out. Let go. Bring on.
I didn't train Skidboot with cookies or treats because he's a cow dog and it'd be kind of hard for me to ride and carry some cookies in the saddle, and it'd be a little embarrassing to say, wait a minute, fellas, I got to give my dog a cookie. But anyway, the dog trainer, she said, let me see how you're teaching this dog manners, David. I said, okay, I'll just try and teach him to do what I say. So here's a toy. Go get it. Bring it back to me. Bring it here. Good boy. Thank you very much. Okay, wait right there. There's a toy. Go get it. Bring it back to me. Good boy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wait right there. There's a toy. Go get it. Bring it back. That dog trainer said, okay, David, I can help you. Here's what you're doing wrong. I said, what? She said, you're talking to your dog too much like he's a human being. And I said, oh, what should I do? She said, well, use a one-word simple command. That is good dog training. I said, okay, we'll try it your way. Stay right there. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I hate talking to my dog that way. Okay, one word, simple command. Fetch. Fetch. Okay, I tried those one word, simple commands on Barbara. Y'all remember her? And she wouldn't listen either. And I found out when I was training my wife, wait a minute, I didn't mean that. I found out when I was getting to know my wife, if you want somebody to do something, you got to be nice. And so this is what I did with Barbara, and I'll show you it worked on Skidboot. Skidboot, when I say go, will you please go get that toy? But don't get it until I say go. That dog trainer said that'll never work. I said, how come? And she said, well, the way you said that, and then he has to remember it and then carry it out, he must have cognitive reasoning. I said, no, he's been to the vet, he had all his shots, he don't have anything like that. She said, David, I don't think you're smart enough to be a dog trainer. I said, well, let's see if it works. Don't forget, when I say go, will you get that toy, please? Snow. Flow. Okay, let's make it a little tougher. Grow. Let's try it one more tough. Glow. Ooh, that nearly got him. Go. Oh, that's a good boy, Skidboot. All right, all right. If you treat a dog like he's a dog, he'll never be smarter than a dog. And I don't pretend to be smart, but I think what I was trying to say is I thought outside the box. I thought outside the lines of what everybody thinks is good dog handling. And I said, well, what if he understood me? How are you ever gonna know if you don't try? Well, we had about a 10-day by airplane tour to go to Denver, LA, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida, all at one time. Now hold it. We'll make sure it's healthy for you. Yeah, it's got fiber, got fat, got bone meal. Go ahead. Good morning, Texas.
It's Good Morning Texas.
Okay. All right. This is the main thing Skidboot's famous for, is he just listens to directions.
All right.
Okay, I want you to ease up to it. Take a step. Get a little closer. A little closer. Oh, it's too close. Back up, back up, back up. Now turn around. Now get a little closer. Get closer. Now turn the other way.
How does he know which way to turn?
Well, once you turn around one way, there's only one way left to turn. That's the other way, isn't it?
Well, how is it? Does he understand the process of elimination?
Sure, just come over to my backyard and walk around barefoot a little while. You'll find that out. Throw it away, please. In the trash can. No, in the can.
There
Good
you
boy.
go.
There's one more piece of trash.
Oh my goodness.
Throw it in the
Look
trash
at
can,
this.
please.
Okay, excuse me.
Good dog.
Play-Doh can't
Thank
do
you.
this.
Okay. Now sit down, please. Sit down. Can you smile? Oh, don't blow. Smile.
Aw.
Touch my hand. Touch my hand. Touch it. Oh, you gonna smile? Smile big. Smile.
So
Good.
cute.
Okay. Say your prayers. Come on. Get down here. Say your prayers.
We have to
Say-
do that to our
say your
kids
prayer. Get
too,
down.
so that's okay.
Look at that.
There you
Look
go.
at that.
And saying his prayers.
Oh.
We know that all dogs go to heaven, so they must be praying too.
Yeah. Okay. Turn loose.
And there
Turn
you
loose.
go.
Okay. Now, and by the way, did you? Okay.
He's stuck.
His most famous
He's
deal
stuck.
is this: back up, back up, back. Now just touch the toy. Touch it. Touch it. Touch it. Now turn loose. Turn loose. Okay. Now when I say 3, I want you to get that toy. But don't you get that toy until I say 3. Well, then the dog trainer said, that's not good dog training. I said, why?
You don't know what you're doing, obviously.
Well, that's what
Obviously.
they said. You already said 3 and you already said get the toy. If he can remember all that, he must have cognitive reasoning. I said, no, he's had all his shots. He don't have nothing like that.
That's right.
And they said, no, David, he'll remember what you said, and then you've already used the word, so it'd mess him up. And I said,
Now,
well,
what if I said THREE? Would he do anything?
I told him when I say 3.
Oh, okay. So if
That's
I
right.
said it, he wouldn't do it?
I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. But don't forget, Skidboot, when I say 3, you get it. But don't you get it until I say 3, okay?
3. Hey, look at that.
You are
See,
bad.
1,
You are so
I'm
bad.
teasing him.
2,
2.5.
7,
Oh,
9.
oh.
You can't trick him, so I'll be real level.
trick him.
21, 78, 146,
Okay, this is driving me nuts, David.
Say
Say
it.
it.
Would you
Say
say
it.
18, 3.
Oh, there you go.
Did we do it right? I can hope so.
Good job. Good
Is that
job.
plugged in?
Oh, now back up. All right, wait. Wait, get in your place. Okay, now we crawl. We crawl. All right, down. All right, roll over. Oh, he got the glove. Come here. I didn't even know.
The dog is amazing. David Hartwig and Skidboot the dog.
The David Letterman Stupid Pet Tricks people came to Dallas. They put out on the radio. They were having auditions, and he and me did our little routine where we copied one another. The Leno show was great.
So please welcome from Quinlan, Texas, David Hartwig and Skidboot.
Get back here. Get back. Now, wait a minute. Get back in your place.
Who's training who?
I don't know. When I say 3, you get that toy. But don't you get it till I say 3, and I'm going to do the count.
All right.
That's that bad dog training again. Okay, don't forget, when I say 3, you get it. I'm going to try to trick you. You better listen careful. 1, 2, 4, 7. Okay, I'll be nice. 9, 11, 15, 3. Oprah and them called me and said, we understand you're going to be on our show. And I said, okay. And they said, well, tell us a little bit about your dog. And I said, well, he's just a little dog I give to my wife for Christmas. And next thing you know, we're performing at rodeos. And I told them this, and they said, now, wait a minute. We didn't realize it was such a neat story. So Oprah sent her people out here, and they shot and videoed us for all day long. I never saw the piece until I was sitting on the stage on the Oprah show, and she said, want to show y'all a little something about our dog, Skidboot. So she said, look at the screen. So I'm on the stage already, first time I'd seen it. I nearly cried, it was so good. This has been a story about a fish out of water.
I don't know where they keep all their cows, Skidboot.
It's very hard to go out now in public and not get recognized.
Oh my gosh, no way! Hey, you're that famous dog on Oprah!
I love that name. What's his name? Skidboot.
I had no idea we were fixing to be this famous after being on the Oprah show.
This dog's phenomenal.
You are such a good boy.
Skidboot's turned into a little celebrity, and boy, we're having fun with it.
Skidboot, smile big. Oh, that's a good smile. Smile good. Smile.
Excellent. The phone is ringing off the hook for Skidboot.
We've gotten requests by email and by phone call from all over the United States.
This Texas cow dog is in high demand.
People always turn and look at him.
It was nice to finally meet you, Skidboot.
He stops traffic a lot.
Good smile.
I know being on Oprah was fun for Skidboot, and I know it's the biggest thing that Skidboot's ever done. I want you to get that toy, but don't you get that toy until I say 3. And you better listen careful, because I'm going to do the counting. 1. He did his routine, and I watched Oprah 2, in the background. She was sitting in her chair, just froze. She was mesmerized. And when Skidboot finally got his toy on the count of 3, she just kicked back and clapped her hand. I saw some genuine excitement coming out of Oprah. Okay, now I'm gonna give you a cookie here, okay, since you did so good. Now hold it. Oh, let me tell you what's in it. We'll make sure it's safe. They said, well, what do you want to do with him? And I said, well, it's whatever y'all want to do. And well, they hid the phone before the show. Normally, I hide it during the performance, but they said, let's hide it before the show. So we hid it in some bushes on the side off stage there. And before the show, we hid the F-O-N. The way, I always tell them, I didn't teach Skidboot how to spell, so we hid the F-O-N. And then a lot of people think that, they say, well, good thing you didn't teach him how to spell because you didn't spell it right. But anyway, he jumped off stage, started digging through the bushes and found it and brought it back up there. Come on, Skidboot.
Skidboot, you're a bona fide star. A canine champion, now you know you are. Skidboot, we're doggone proud. I'd like to shake your paw, take a bow, wow, Skidboot.
Is that all you got?
Skidboot.
Is that all you got?
Skidboot. Loot the loot, what a hoot, it just all Skidboot.
Yeah, right before the state fair, Skidboot got kicked by a horse. It was a Sunday. The fair was fixing to start. Life couldn't have been better, and Skidboot doesn't ever mess with horses. I hear this dog squealing, and I run over there and it's Skidboot, and he's been kicked in the head by this horse. I'm sure it was an incidental deal. The dog just probably accidentally got in the wrong place, and the horse kicked him.
Dear Mr. Hartwig and Skidboot, enclosed, please find cards from my 4th grade class. I hope Skidboot is feeling much better. Warmly, Mr. Rogers.
I'm very sorry about Skidboot. It made me cry. I hope he feels a lot better. Maybe sometime I could come visit him.
Dear Skidboot, I'm so sorry you got kicked in the head. I hope you feel better.
Dear Mr. David Hartwig, I heard what happened to Skidboot. It made me very, very sad.
Dear Skidboot, we are sorry to hear about your accident. We hope you feel better soon. We made these cards for you. We loved watching you at our assembly. You will always be a star to us. Love, Mrs. Irvin's first graders.
My class had a blast. I'm so sorry your dog got kicked in the head. I hope he doesn't die. Maybe someday you can teach him the tricks all over again.
Welcome back to Pet Star, the competition, and our host, Mario Lopez.
You parents out there are going to wish your kids listened as well as this dog. Please welcome all the way from Quinlan, Texas, David Hartwig and his ultra-obedient pet, Skidboot.
On the show Pet Star, there was, I don't know how many, 8 or 10 or 15 different contestants with their pets. And from all different parts of the country that didn't know one another. Well, this one lady, she might have been a little older than most of the people, maybe in her 60s or something. And she had a pig. So I thought, well, shoot, I'll break the ice with her, you know. I said, ma'am, can I ask you a question? She said, what? I don't think it's nice what the other people are saying about your dog. I'm sure when his hair comes back and grows back in, he'll be just as handsome as anybody's dog. And she looked at me, and she didn't think that was funny. And I didn't know if she didn't know what I meant or what, but I was trying to just get her to relax a little bit, you know.
Here's the moment we've been waiting for. Today's Pet Star winner is... Skidboot and David Hartwig. And the gold medal and $25,000 goes to Skidboot.
By now, he had already been diagnosed with macular degeneration. And that's why he got kicked. You know, this horse did not mean to hurt him. He did not mean to go bother the horse. A lot of things make sense after he got diagnosed. He could run a pass pattern for a football. I'd say, go around that tree, and I'll hit you on a cross pattern. And I could throw a stuffed football, and I guarantee you, if he was anywhere near it, he was going to catch it on a pattern. And I'd say, wait till I say go, you know. And every now and then, that ball would come right by his face, and he'd never even act like he saw it coming. And now, after we got him diagnosed macular degeneration, it all makes sense. Well, then he got kicked. Now we're on the stage in Denver, Colorado, and I'm not quite convinced. I guess I'm not paying attention. And he loves the crowd, and they introduce him, and he just walked right off the end of the stage and falls 5 foot right on his nose. And I jump off that stage, I grab him, put him back up there, and he puts on one of the best performances he'd ever put. And he had a little raw place on the end of his nose. The dog loves to perform. He knows he's funny, and he likes to make people laugh.
広大な牧草地帯のどこかに今回の主人公がいるはず。ああ、いたいた。ただいま馬と一緒にお散歩中です。飼い主はハートウィグさん。その横に2人と並んで歩くスキッドブーツくん。 それにしても一体どんなガッツを秘めているのか。
Watch that stick. Watch it.
よし、その木の枝のところで待てだ。俺が OK って言うまで動いちゃダメだぞ。
Wait. Skidboot, back up.
なんと足を一歩踏み出したまま瞬きも忘れて待てをしています。主人が背中を向けてどんどん離れていきますが、それでも命令を忠実に守り通す。牧場の真ん中にポツンと置いてきぼり状態。もうこんなに小さくなってしまいました。もしかして忘れられちゃってるのかなと不安になったところで OK。 素晴らしい信頼関係。アメリカ広しといえどもここまで従順な犬はそうそういません。今度は場所を変えて部屋の中でスキッドブーツ君に待てをやってもらうことにしました。そしてここからが実験です。その前をドッグフード満載のカートが通り過ぎたらどうするでしょう。ボールを見つめたまま待て状態。そこに食べてくれと言わんばかりの無防備な餌が。さあどうする？微動だにしない。この程度のことでスキッドブーツ君の鉄の意志が揺らぐことはありません。ならばたくさんのボールが通り過ぎたらどうするでしょう。ドバッと転がしてみます。いやそれでも待てを続けてる。おっと今度は今までと様子が違う。何やら目が泳ぎ始めた。恋人のいない彼に愛の天使が駆け寄ってくる。スキッドブーツ君の全身に稲妻が走ってしまったのか。さあ全米ナンバーワンのスーパーマテ犬スキッドブーツ君、この後一体どうしたのでしょうか。
I've been trying to teach Skidboot how to play dead, y'all. And that's one thing, he's so intent. He doesn't like to lay down and be dead. So if he plays dead, y'all really make a lot of noise for him. Now get down, get down, get down. Now crawl, crawl, crawl. Now be dead, be dead. Oh, that's a good dead. Give him a hand, y'all. Good dog. Okay, now be dead all the way. Okay, here's your toy. Here's your toy. Now put that head down dead, all the way dead. Okay, wait a minute. All right, now, okay, be dead. Here's your toy. There's your toe, okay? All right, that's a good dead. Okay. All right, you can get up now. Okay, get up. Time to get up. Skidboot, please get up. Skidboot, something's wrong, y'all. Okay, now, this is funny, watch this. Skidboot, can you hear me? If you can hear me, touch my hand. Okay, he's showing me he's still got a little life. So I'm gonna give him some CPR. Now, y'all know what CPR stands for. Cowboy Puppy Resuscitation. So watch this right here. And all right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's trying to tell me I didn't brush my teeth. Watch it. Okay, here we go, Ski. Wait a minute. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, please, Skidboot. Please. I tell you what, I've seen this work before. We'll try one more form of CPR. We'll threaten him real good. Skidboot, if you don't come alive by the time I count to 3, we're gonna bury you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Good boy. Yeah, he was playing like dead. All right, good dog, Skidboot. Okay, come on back here. Come here, good boy. Skidboot started a little routine called Copy Me, and we first did it on David Letterman, and we got a little better at it as we went along. And here's some footage from years ago when he did the Copy Me routine.
Okay. Let's go. Get back, kid. A little discipline. You think he wants it? Oh.
I don't know Skidboot, man. Now this is the difficult part. Watch that. Watch it carefully. Now, watch out. I think he wants the sock. Okay. You want to use it? All right, there he is. Got it. All right, nice.
Since Skidboot's getting kind of old and blind, I decided to teach him a new trick that showed his ability to concentrate, and it didn't matter whether he could see or not. He knows where the toy is, and this is just another way to prove Skidboot really follows directions. Now here's your toy. He's up here. Wait, wait. Okay. Now, we just laying in bed one night and we come up with this idea. Here's your toy. Now we're going to play touch the foot, okay? All right, here's the rule. When I touch your hand, you get that toy. But don't get that toy until I touch your hand, okay? Now, y'all know me. I'm going to try to trick him, so watch this. Don't forget, when I touch your hand, you get the toy. Oh, he's so smart. He concentrates. Okay, turn loose. That's good. Turn loose, Skidboot. All right. Now, this time, back up. Back. Here's your toy. Now, this time, when I touch your foot, you get that toy. But don't get it till I touch your foot, okay? Now, watch this, y'all. I love my dog. He is so willing to pay attention. Good boy. I got another dog now that looks kind of like Skidboot. He's even kind of picking up on some of Skidboot stuff. But the original Skidboot is earned a nice, leisurely life. He doesn't like, when he knows I got a job going and I'm going to take him, the next day or two, he follows me around like I'm back in business, you know. So I think he likes to go, but I think it's hard on him physically. And but I think it's harder on him physically to sit in that couch and watch TV all day and just work that remote, you know. I think that ruins a lot of people and dogs too. No, whisper. Talk to him. So I'm gonna let him stay active and walk him a lot. Just have to be more patient with him. I pet him a lot, tell him I love him a lot, make him feel important. We talk about some of the fun stuff we did, you know, places we've been and what were some of his favorite deals. He likes the kids, he likes people. And it was pandemonium, you know. And it lasted for a couple of hours. This one lady came up to us after it had kind of thinned down, but there were still quite a few people there, and she said, sir, I saw you on Texas Country Reporter, and I've just had surgery for breast cancer, and could I just pet your dog one time? And she said nothing has helped her get better as much as just getting to pet Skidboot and knowing him. He sure made life good for me, and I told Barbara to get rid of him. That's the one time I'm glad my wife don't listen to me. We got to go now. Me and Skidboot got a party to go to, so I want to see y'all later and say bye to Skidboot if I can find him. Skidboot, let's go. We got to go. Remember that party we had? No, Skidboot, I told you, you can't see anymore to drive. All right, I'll let you drive the front gate and then I'm taking over. All right, just to the front gate, okay?
Skidboot, Skidboot.
You think there'll ever be another Skidboot? Okay. You glad you getting to be Skidboot's horse? Yeah. Go.
Skidboot, Skidboot. We're doggone proud. I'd like to shake your paw. Take a bow. Wow. Bow, wow, wow. Skidboot.
Is that all you got?
Skidboot.
Is that all you got?
Skidboot. Loop the loop. What a hoot. It just all Skidboot. 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 He's cute. He's astute. It's just all Skidboot. 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 Good boy, Skidboot. Skidboot.
Is that all you got?